Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome into the FL1 betting preview week 8 edition. I had to make sure I had that right.
NFL week 8, college football week 9.
Yeah.
World Series game 1.
Tomorrow.
Yep.
So, Paul Russo here, Jim Senecropi, Kyle Evans, as always. Was a rough week 7 collectively for us here, but that happens from time to time. So, but more on that in a second. First, thank our sponsor for today's podcast, DeSanto Propane. DeSanto Propane is 4 generations strong as a trustworthy family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com for more information or call them toll-free at 1-800-752-4574 today. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane. So, gentlemen, like I said, we collectively have had better weeks around here, but that happens from time to time.
Well, the NFL is brutal to bet. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah.
I did okay at college. Got crushed in the NFL, and then luckily I hit a great Monday night parlay with some player props to make up for it all.
Kyle, off air, you said to me that you are throwing in the towel for the time being, but we all know how that actually goes. So
yeah, I mean 0-6 the last 2 weeks, and that's after a perfect week. The first perfect week you said that we had.
Yep, that's correct.
So yeah, I don't know. It's been rough. Even the player props, I've lost by a few yards, and
that's all it takes.
Yeah, it's just I'm at the point right now where it's like I gotta take a break for a few days.
So without further ado, our Week 7 bet card and review. There's a lot of red on this page for a change for us, and that happens. I'll start with me for this time around. UNLV just pipped by barely and did not cover the 8. But the Chiefs, on the other hand, Kyle, we had a fight card on our hands between me and you, and
yeah, it was close for a little bit.
Normally we all pull for each other here, but I had to handle my business, as they say, and take care of that one to just have a 500 a week for me. Jim, I liked where your head was at with that South Carolina Missouri bet.
Oh yeah, sometimes it just doesn't happen, huh?
Yeah, and then Clemson decided to Clemson.
They just totally collapsed in the fourth.
Yeah.
That bet was almost a lock heading into the second half of the fourth quarter, but again, that happens, and the Colts lucky to cover because they got screwed out of winning that game outright against Cleveland.
I was about to say you almost had an outright win on your hand on that one, and that a lot of interesting quotes have come out of that game this week involving that game that I don't know. I don't like the precedent of it if we have the owners out here talking, but that's a different discussion for a different podcast anyway. So, Kyle, tough scenes for you overall there. Did not come out of the gate good last week. And then the Buccaneers lost to what I don't even know what to make of that Atlanta team. And like I said, me and you went head to head in that Chargers-Chiefs game.
Yeah, so the Saints and Jaguars combined for 22 fourth quarter points, so that screwed me. And the Buccaneers lost on a walk-off field goal. And the Chargers, it was 21-17, 4-point game, and then the Chiefs score 10 unanswered and win 31-17. Yeah. So it was a 4-point game for a while, and I'm like, man, they actually might win my bet to cap off the week, and nope. So 0-6, I got to try to bounce back some way.
Yeah, this week to me, in my mind, there's a lot of really close spreads in the NFL. It's a head-to-head week of sort, in a way. No bye weeks this week, so it's a full slate. Plenty of opportunities available to everybody there. College football, if you go that route. It's not my favorite week I've ever witnessed. If you're going to try and find value there, you're going to probably have to dig somewhat a little bit, but there's always something to be had a little bit there.
I got to tell you, though, I continue to have success with the college football money line parlays, where I pick enough, at least they usually are at least 6-7 point favorites to pay better than even money. So I won this past weekend with Nebraska, Northern Illinois, UNLV, and Coastal Carolina, $10 to win $24.50.
Not bad. Yeah.
And then I won another one, Ohio, Georgia Southern, Bowling Green, Alabama, $10 to win 21.5. So those are all, and I've won these this exact same type of bet, probably at an 80% clip this season.
Yeah.
So I'll continue doing that. And then meanwhile, I lost on, as you saw in that Clemson game. But also struggled with NFL, trying to do the same thing. Usually two-teamer, NFL favorite money line to get even money. Wasn't doing too good throughout the day, and then hit on one of them I did hit was Steelers and Broncos. I teased both of those lines, but anyways, it was looking, with all those wins that I just mentioned, it still was not looking like a very good week when I got to Monday. So I did the old player prop parlay. Kirk Cousins 225 passing, Brock Purdy 225 passing. Those are both like lower or higher odds,
Right.
better bets at that level, because I think if you went
to 200 on him, it was like no value.
Yeah. So then George Kittle over 8.5 passing yards, Christian McCaffrey over 27.5 receiving yards, and Fred Warner over 7.5 combined tackles and assists, and that hit $10 for 137. So you're thinking about these parlays, because usually any parlay with 5 legs is a loser.
Right.
But you need 2 of 10. Or 11 or 12 in this case. If you're trying to get those odds about 10 to 1, you really just need to hit a couple, 20%.
Yeah.
So it's a numbers game, but yeah, that one was easy. That one covered in the third quarter. It was already over. I had won.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking about a couple other things. Look at defensive props like tackles.
Right.
I hate tackles. I want tackles and assists, even though the number's higher. It's just, a guy like one of these middle linebackers rack up the assists, and sometimes it's subjective, but of whether it's a tackle or a solo tackle or an assist. So I like to combine those. Yeah, whatever. But I could show you 5 other of these player prop parlays that aren't winners too.
Right.
So it was just a nice way on Monday night to cover all my losses from the weekend and then some, and then to turn a bad week into a good week.
Yeah. I mean, I know. I'll piggyback off that. Like I did a same game parlay for Niners and the Vikings that I called it because it was tight ends day on Sunday, so I decided to carry it over to Monday, obviously with Hawkinson and Kittle, and I got their yardage, no problem, but the anytime touchdown for them obviously did not happen.
Yeah, I'm starting to shy away from a touchdown props.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just like, if you look at it, so let's say it's any of these guys, Kittle, Hawkinson, Devontae Adams, whatever. You're going to get, these, and the games have all been kind of low scoring, like unders are doing better than overs.
Yep.
So you're only getting like 3 or 4 opportunities, to score that touchdown, let alone that team scoring a touchdown and being your guy. So I just think the odds are a little off on that. Like Devontae Adams does not score a touchdown every single week, but the odds will be, like even money. So I don't know. It's tough.
No, yeah, I'm with you there. And then, not to, obviously we're here on a Thursday, right? For the most, I think we've done Thursday every one so far because we've gotten lucky in the timing of it. But, last night we're in the middle of, 51 nights of 51 straight days of at least one football game going on. And shout out to the CUSA, some CUSA.
If you want to watch some Sam Houston State football,
they won me money, them and UTEP. I took the over 37 last night, parlayed it with Jacksonville State's money line, and honestly, it was slightly above even money there, and come across a little bankroll action.
Better ways to spend Wednesday night.
Right. I mean, but yeah, there's always stuff out there. At the end of the day, that's
opening night at NBA last night. I won't touch any of that. Secondary, whatever. I could care less. I don't think anybody. I don't think anybody was too excited about it.
I shout out to Dante DiVincenzo and the Knicks for messing me up last night. So,
and screw Anthony Davis.
Whoa,
1 rebound in the first half, 7 in the second half, but I needed him to get 10. and he's a rebound machine. He's what 6'7". Last year
Anthony
he had
Davis?
tons.
Oh, he's like 7 foot.
Yeah, he's big. So therefore, he should get his rebounds. So yeah, I had a 5-leg parlay, and of course, he's the only one.
That was the one that didn't hit.
Yep.
Yeah, I've learned, and it's probably from fatigue of, previous losses, is when I'm putting that parlay together, and you get to 3 legs, and then you add the 4th, and then you go to add the 5th, and you're like, maybe I should just, it's better to win a little than to lose.
Yeah.
So it's always, and I did that with that parlay that I just told you. I added that Fred Warner tackle assist prop is the 5th leg, and I almost didn't. I'm glad I did, but
it's always
got to be careful not to try to get too greedy.
It's always like either the last leg you do that you feel sometimes overconfident on, or it's just like the one you thought was always like the solid, like no way it's not gonna hit. That always bites you.
Yeah,
it's just the way.
But I got a player prop tonight on the Bills.
Me too. That's part of my.
Well, let's compare before we get into this week's pick. Let me pull it up here. Yeah, so.
Watch it be the same.
What I think is going to happen tonight is I think the Bills are going to win fairly easily against the Bucs. I think that the Bills are going to have a little more trouble running the ball than they have the past few weeks, where Cook's been a little better. But I think that they will have success throwing the ball because, especially coming off of last week. And so my prop, it's $10 to win 82, so it's an 8-to-1 type of deal. I got Josh Allen over 250 passing yards, Gabe Davis over 40.5 receiving yards, Stephon Diggs over 70 receiving yards, Levante David over 8.5 tackles and assists, and Bills on the money line.
I like that.
Well, it all sounds good before the kickoff.
Fair.
We'll see if Gabe Davis can get those 40 yards, right? That's the one I'm most worried about. But, after last week, and we'll see.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't do a same game parlay. I paired my 1-player prop with my other picks for the Sunday. So, do you want me to wait or?
No, you want to know what?
What's the player prop for tonight?
What's the player prop?
So I think this is a lock. If this doesn't hit, it's just my luck. Dalton Kincaid over 3.5 receptions. He has 15 targets in the last 3 games. No Dawson Knox. I think they'll throw the ball quite a bit because the Buccaneers are good at stopping the run.
Yep.
So we'll see Kincaid on the field more. So I don't see how that
is a 1-year lock, as you're saying as well, right? Yeah. Okay.
So that's part of my 3 picks for the week. And then I'll get into my Sunday picks. Actually, there's a Monday one too. I have the Texans -3 at the winless Carolina Panthers. The Panthers have lost by double digits in every game except week 2. So, give me Texans -3. And then my final one is the Monday night game. Lions -8 versus the Raiders. I think the Lions are going to come back from that awful loss to the Ravens and blow out the Raiders. And the Raiders really don't know who their starter is yet, do they?
O'Connell, we ride.
I like those picks.
Yep.
The pride of Purdue.
They're all on my list. Not my picks, though, that I'm going for the show here. I've kind of gone a different direction this week. You ready for me?
Yeah, have at it.
Initially, I was going to go Oklahoma -10 at Kansas. I probably still might play that. Maybe tease it down to 6.5 and parlay it with something else. But my college pick this week is going to be Utah +6.5 hosting Oregon.
Love it.
Utah's won 29 of their last 30 home games. They got a streak of 18 in a row.
Zombie
back
Utah.
to December 5th of 2020.
Love it.
And you're getting points.
Yeah.
You gotta love home dogs when you're riding an 18-game winning streak.
Is that I need to double check. That might be Pac-12 after dark too.
It is a night game, I think.
Oh, Jim, I love it.
Not late night, but
Either way,
it might be like a 9 p.m. kick. But anyways, I got the Utes. And then in the NFL, man, there's a lot of games that I like, but just remembering of how it's been, I liked a lot of games last week too. I like Miami 9.5, given 9.5 to New England. The Patriots are averaging 14 points a game, and that's with scoring 29 points last week. So you know of them how good the Miami offense is, but not going with that one. I like Kyle's Texans -3 a lot. I like the Steelers +2.5 against the Jags. I like Philly -6.5 at Washington. I love Seattle giving 3.5 to the Browns at home. And I love the Colts +1 versus the Saints. But what I'll probably do with some of those is tease the lines and parlay them for two parlays, 2 pick parlays. But my picks for the show this week are both unders.
Oh.
Jets and the Giants, under 36. Now, people get scared off by these low underlines, but the truth of the matter is if it wasn't the public betting on this, the true over-under is probably like 26. I mean, these teams are terrible, right? The Giants have scored 14 points or less in 5 of their last 7 games. We all know that, the Zach Wilson is, I guess, showing some...
He's got that pizzazz.
Some glimpses, but in the end of the day, it's just going to be an ugly, ugly game in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And the Giants are the home team, for whatever that's worth.
Yeah.
So I got under 36, and then I'm going under in the Titans and Falcons game, 37. And again, these were lines that I saw last night. I don't know if there'll be any movement by this weekend, but these are 2 of the best teams to the under all season long. Atlanta and Tennessee are combined 11 of 13 games under.
Yep.
That's a pretty healthy clip of being under. It's going to be an ugly football game.
Yeah, you got the Atlanta team is they're confusing me. I don't get how they're above 500, but
And
it's
the
one of those
Titans
things
have
where
just been
say it.
they're the same, they're kind of the same. Without, you take A.J. Brown off that team, he's been gone for a couple of years now, but they don't have that stud outside of Derrick Henry. But again, it's going to be
And by the way, either rookie quarterback or second-year quarterback.
Yeah.
For them.
And the Falcons don't have any, are good on defense,
right,
but not on offense. Yeah. So, going under. If you bet the under all season long, you'd be doing pretty good every single game.
Definitely, yeah.
So we'll see if that continues, but those are my picks for this week. We'll see how it goes. And actually, when I go and play these this weekend, I probably will tease the under in both those 2 games and parlay them. That's what I do.
Yep. So I guess for me, starting college, I have Marshall -4 at Coastal Carolina. Coastal is more than likely going to be minus Grayson McCall, their quarterback. And if you haven't seen why he is doubtful, it's pretty much like that Teddy Bridgewater hit from years ago where he was sliding and his head bounced off the turf. And do know he was released from the hospital, I believe, on Sunday after the game. So it's good to hear that he's all right. But minus Grayson McCall, I think Marshall's in a pretty good spot there to cover that 4 against them, albeit in Conway, South Carolina. But here nor there for that one.
Yeah, quite a home field advantage in Conway.
Yes. So I'm doing the Vikings -1 at the Packers. A lot of interesting stuff coming out of Green Bay, and I just think Minnesota, obviously, they're riding high from Monday night. Could be a bit of a trap game, but -1. Minnesota's
in Green Bay. When's the last time Minnesota's won in Green Bay? Has it been a while?
Yeah. No, last year, didn't they, for the first time?
I don't remember, but...
And then I do have my final game being one of the games you like, Jim, but didn't take. I'm doing the Steelers +2.5 against the Jaguars.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin just figures a way to get it done, and the Jags haven't been looking too impressive. So, and they're home. They're in Pittsburgh. You picture. I sometimes try to picture these games in my mind, and so it's going to be. I think it's going to be a little bit of an ugly weather day too. Maybe
Fall.
in Pittsburgh,
Kind of fallish, yeah.
And so I agree. I like that pick.
So those are our picks. Lock them in if you so choose, or fade them.
This is a little,
go by last week. You fade, but
this is a little random. But I just saw this. The Chiefs are playing the Broncos again for the second time in 3 weeks.
Well, that's a
weird schedule setup.
That's the Washington thing. They're playing the Eagles for the second time already this year. Now, not in 3 weeks, but it's the second time in, I believe, 4. So,
and what was that? A 19-8 game on that Thursday night when they played.
Yeah.
So, I guess you never know in this league what can happen.
Right.
No, you really don't. You really don't.
All right, so before we get out here, guys, we do have some of you teed off a little bit there at the beginning, Jim. World Series going on. Texas minus 170 to win the World Series. Arizona plus 145 on the DraftKings Sportbook. What do you guys make of it? So
You guys love your baseball. I got to be honest with you. I'm zero interest in this World Series. I may not watch a single game. No, I shouldn't say that. I'll turn on and see if the end of the games are close. Postseason baseball is great, but Rangers, Diamondbacks, just not interested. Sorry.
It's all right. Kyle?
Part of me wants the Diamondbacks to win this series, just because they've been the underdog and they just keep winning, and I like a lot of their players. But then I feel like it'd be nice to see the Rangers win too. So I'm in a tough spot. But if I had a bet on it, I'm probably saying Rangers in 6. So yeah, I'll say Rangers in 6.
I'm going now. What's nice is books have different things. So I definitely think Arizona. I'm going Arizona. I'm just going to go with this. I don't know if they're a team of destiny or what.
Mad Dog Russo's got to retire.
He's not though.
He isn't. He said that
he already backtracked. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess he went on Howard Stern yesterday morning, and Stern more or less cornered him after he said he wasn't actually going to retire. So
Clown.
Yeah, clown. Exactly. But I'm going to go Arizona in 7 games. And on DraftKings, that's a 6-1 bet spot. So if you're interested in that sort of thing,
How much if you just bet them straight up, like minus 110?
Plus 145.
Plus 145.
So that's about, pretty much at a.
So you should do both. You should take them to win and then the 7th game because, what if they win in 6?
Right, yeah.
Or 5?
Yeah.
Hey, I did say a week ago on this show that the Phillies are not going to win the World Series. The Rangers are.
It's true.
So we'll see what happens.
But I'm sure there's a book potentially out there. I said this prediction yesterday. But Corbin Carroll, World Series MVP.
Man, he's been so good.
Yeah.
3 hits the other night.
Load in Philadelphia.
Yeah, how about their stars not showing up in the final 2 games in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
What did they go? Like a combined 3 for 31, Harper, Turner, Castellanos. Man, tough times.
Well,
Even Houston didn't show up for the final 2 games.
Houston, they're
up 3-2.
Houston,
Thank God they're out.
I think they were a sub 500 team at home all in the regular season too.
Right on the road.
Dusty officially retired this morning, I guess. So no Dusty Baker anymore. End of an era coming up here. Bochy, I think, is kind of the last of that. Sort of. Well, no, I guess Buck, because Buck Showalter will probably be managing somewhere the way it sounds next year.
Of those 3, how many will be in the Hall of Fame?
Bochy, Buck, and Dusty. Probably all 3, I'll say.
Showalter?
I think.
I think he might have
I don't know.
work to do.
I mean, I don't know. I got called. I was texting with a buddy about this yesterday because he asked me how I felt. I mean, I guess I'm in the minority that thinks Tony La Russa is an overrated manager, and he's in the Hall of Fame, so I don't know. But
how bad do you think the TV ratings will be for this World Series on Fox?
Worse than the National World Figure Skating Championships, whatever that is held. They will be low.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting because you do have 2 top 10 TV markets represented. Obviously, not the 2 that the MLB probably were hoping for at the end of the day. I mean, it's not going to be great. I don't know if it's going to be the worst, though. I still think that 06 World Series was the worst.
I like this World Series. Not going to lie. No Boston, no Houston, no Dodgers. It's something different. I'm tired of seeing the same teams. Obviously, the Yankees, it would have been cool.
I was about to say here, your hat, a little bit of a...
Well, yeah, obviously you'd want the Yankees to be in there, but it's been forever. It's been since 2009. It's like you're used to it at this point. No Yankees every year.
Yeah, you're starting to work through an entire generation who's never seen the Yankees in the World Series.
About to say, what was the last generation? Well, no, because you, Jim, you're kind of not quite in that generation, right?
I started liking the Yankees when I was born in 1972, so my earliest baseball memories was like the Orioles-Pirates World Series in 1979.
Yeah.
And then about that, so when you're younger and you're that age, sometimes you like few teams,
Right.
But I always liked the Yankees because this is back in the day when, you only saw it got certain channels. You couldn't watch every team. So we got Yankees and Mets games. Yankees on channel 11, Mets on channel 4, WOR. And so I like the Yankees and the Mets, but I really liked the Yankees and became a Yankee fan. And was just absolutely heartbroken when Don Mattingly, Yankee team, lost to Seattle in the wild card series, 5-game wild card series. And then I think it was wild card, right?
Yeah, 95.
What the format was back then. And then when they finally did win, when
96 next year.
who was the closer? John
Wetland.
Wetland against the Braves. When he closed them out, that was really one of my greatest sports memories. I always loved Willie Randolph. But then, honestly, once the A-Rod era came around, I was like, this is stupid. I just didn't care about. I just didn't care as much. Even if they won, it wouldn't feel as good as it did before.
Right.
Because it just felt like they were buying it. But then they couldn't even buy.
Right.
So, but I still do pull for the Yankees, but much lesser of a baseball fan than I used to be when I was younger. And I don't know why that is, but
maybe they'll finally end the drought in like 2030. That's just the way it seems. I mean, do we really think they're going to make it next year? They got a lot of work to do this offseason if they think they're going to be close to that.
I think if there's one team, well, I mean, hey, the past couple of years, anything's possible.
what are we doing? This is a football betting preview.
We started with the World. I asked about the World Series just for the betting prediction there from you guys, and then we just tailspinned a little bit there. So,
Anybody got a futures pick for the NBA?
I don't have one exactly right now. I think it's one of those deals where in a couple weeks when you kind of get teams that, I don't wish obviously like ill will, quote unquote, upon anybody, but if, say Milwaukee all of a sudden just starts here at like 1-5 or 1-6 or whatever reason, their odds become a little bit juicier, a little bit more worth the squeeze.
The Knicks will make the NBA Finals.
What?
I'm kidding. But I mean, okay, you have to admit, I know it's only one game. It's a season opener for them. But they played the Celtics tough, and the Celtics are one of the top teams in the East.
Let me tell you something. If you want anything that happened last night or tomorrow night or even a month from now is going to have anything to do with anything come next freaking May or June, that's why the NBA is so it's just terrible.
Yeah, 81 games left. How fun.
Yep. Sometimes all teams will be at full strength. Most times they won't be. They'll be sitting people. And,
already kind of have that going on tonight.
Care. No, they'll just run up and down. It's just so stupid. I'm ready for college basketball.
Hell yeah. Cuse exhibition tomorrow. I forget who they're playing, but
St. Rose.
Oh yeah, St. Rose. Yeah, I should know that. My brother went there for a year, so how about that? Shout out Pat. Anyway,
right.
So I think that'll do it then.
Yeah, good luck this weekend, everybody.
Good luck, guys.
Hopefully NFL makes a little more sense this week.
Yeah, hopefully. Knock on wood. Anyway, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. Good luck on your bets. Hopefully you're in the green and at the pay window. We'll talk again next Thursday. Had a break there, so see you next Thursday, everybody.